line. Dr. Oyedele, you are welcome once again. We appreciate you. Dr. Oyedele was with us last year, and we had wonderful testimonies with the wisdom you shared briefly. One of it is that Jesus is not a lawyer that you can run to anytime. You know, most of us is when we have problems, we just quickly go and pray and run. It was the wisdom you shared last year was so profound that we have so many testimonies. And I say you are a role model. In your service to the Lord and in your profession, you are really a role model. We honor you. Thank you very much for honoring us this year. Now, Dr. Oyedele, what the wisdom I just want you to share with us in this session briefly is what is the wisdom for young couples that will help them to keep their marriages? You see, I've seen cases of even two people, they met in church, they got married, and the marriage did not last. All these things we are saying that, okay, go to church, connect, marry a believer. I've seen two people met in church, and yet the marriage did not last. So as a young man who God is helping, because you are helped by God, what wisdom will you share for young couples? Probably somebody is out there trying to leave the marriage. What wisdom to keep their home? Thank you, Dr. Oyedele.
Thank you so much, Ma. Glory be to God in the highest. I will share the word of a wise man I was listening to recently. His name is Joe Briscoe. He's late now. He's going to be with the Lord. But they were interviewing him, and they asked him, what's the secret? He was married for over 50 years. And they were asking him, what's the secret to marital success? And he said, one, of course, you need to live long to enjoy your marriage. So which means we have to take care of ourselves. So he said, one, the first secret is live long. And then the next thing he said marriage is ABC. It's as simple as ABC. And ABC, he said, means adjustment based on commitment. He said marriage is as simple as ABC. ABC means adjustment based on commitment. You know, so what that means, and I'll put that into context, you know, in terms of advising, you know, all of us, and including myself and others also. Marriage is adjustment based on commitment, as simple as ABC. And what does that mean? Putting it into context. When we get married, before we get married, there are ways we do things. The moment we get married, one of the reasons why people quarrel is refusing to want to make adjustments. And we must know that that adjustment must be based on commitment at a particular point in time. For example, I've heard of people who say that when they sleep, I know of a pastor who says anytime he sleeps, he's the kind of person who likes the bed to be laid. So when he wakes up, he will wake up, he wake his wife up, yes, stand up, I need to dust the bed because it's dirty, you know. So he had that mentality. That was the way he was born. Or you hear some people, by the time they use the toothpaste, they like to be pressed from under. Some people from the middle. We must know that adjustment must be made. So marriage is adjustment based on commitment. And which means that as the commitment is changing, for example, when you begin to have children, there will be need to make further adjustments. So because people are very stiff, I don't want to adjust. This is the way I've been born. That's the way we do things. That's the way this thing, it won't work. So one of the secrets to marital success is be willing to make adjustment. And that adjustment must be regular, and it must be based on every commitment at each point within the marriage. And once we do that, you know, and of course, you know, other things involved, but that one rings a bell since I heard that marriage is as simple as ABC. Be willing to make adjustments based on commitment. Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Oyedele. Are you still with us? This is the network.
Yes, ma'am.
God will help us.
I'm here, ma'am.
You know, I would have loved to ask you a second question, but let me go to Mami Olumugba. If we still have time in this session, I still want to, but I know, like I said, we'll be bringing all these our resource people back. I want everybody to note that where we'll deal with each question very well. Today is just for us to learn from one another. So thank you, Dr. Oyedele.